Hi, Dad.
Go to bed.
Can I turn the TV on?
TV is only for the daytime. That was the deal.
I'll keep the volume down. I just like the light.
Go to bed.
Dad, what if they come to get me again?
Nobody is coming to get you. Okay, go to bed now. Come on, Clancy. It's time to get it up.
You are in for a treat. We're looking at mostly sunny skies up and down the Jersey coast.
Huh.
With highs reaching a
I guess he's already up.
That's a first.
Well, I'll see if he needs breakfast. Hey, Lance, you hungry?
especially from
Hon, he's not down here.
You sure? Clancy? 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 Where are you? Sweetie, are you hiding?
Clancy!
Where is he?
Clancy!
Clancy!
You're gonna be in big trouble when I find you.
Honey, come out right now! Wherever you are, this is not funny!
Gonna make a tiny nick in your forearm, okay? Then I'm gonna time how long it takes for you to stop bleeding. Now, this is gonna sting a little, so you might want to look the other way.
Are those windows locked?
Those windows don't even open. They're just here to let sunshine in.
Good, because they know I'm here.
Clancy, don't bother the doctor with this stuff.
No, it's okay. How did they know you're here?
They put a chip in my neck so they can keep track of me. I can feel it back there.
Clancy, you know there is nothing back there.
There is.
Let me see. Lean forwards.
And they have this other thing. And they put it in between these two ribs, always on the side. And then they move around my insides. It hurts.
You know what, Clancy? I think I might have found the chip back there. And I think I might be able to get it out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lean forwards. Now hold very still, okay? Got it.
I'm 7, not 3. All you did was pinch my neck.
Sorry. His alien abduction story, the level of detail is... well, I don't know where he gets it from. The parents say he doesn't watch sci-fi, doesn't read comic books.
Wait, you do any of that medical stuff we talked about? Upper and lower endoscopies were clean. So it's a simple bleeding disorder.
No, blood tests were all normal, and he clotted in 6 minutes.
So it's a simple bleeding disorder, and you screwed up the test.
I didn't screw up the test.
So it's a UFO. Unidentified flowing orifice. Either you screwed up the test, or I screwed up my analysis of this case. If you screwed up, I don't have to cry myself to sleep. It's a simple bleeding disorder. Foreman, redo the test.
How could I screw up a simple bleeding time test?
Maybe you were abducted and lost time. How does one person end up with two different sets of DNA?
We've been through this.
Our assumptions are faulty.
We've confirmed 2 different sets of DNA. We reran the sequence.
I didn't say the lab work was faulty. I said our assumptions were faulty. We assumed he's a person.
Of course. The aliens didn't just visit him, they replaced him.
You're being silly. What if he's not a person? What if he's 2 persons?
I'm not getting the metaphor.
No metaphor. Chase, you said the mom used in vitro fertilization, right?
Yeah, they had trouble conceiving.
Kid was right all along. He was implanted with something. Back when he was young, I mean really young, like 12 cells young. In vitro increases the likelihood of twinning.
But he doesn't have a twin.
Not walking around. But in vitro fertilization costs around 25 grand a pop. So doctors implant 2 to 6 embryos to make sure you get your money's worth. Problem is, there's not always enough bedrooms for all the kiddies. 2 brothers get stuck sharing. There's no bunk beds, so they cuddle up to keep warm. And they never untangle. He's 2 people in one. It's called chimerism. Unfortunately, his brother's like a bad doubles partner. Guy just takes up space, gets in the way. Plants his body, thinks that he's gonna put away the easy winners. His brother just keeps swatting balls into the net. We gotta get him off the court.
So does that mean that you can find the bad cells in his brain or not?
Sure, abandon the metaphor, fine. Clancy thinks differently than his brother because he thinks. If we induce an alien abduction,
Wait, what the hell are you talking about?
the foreign DNA has got to be in a portion of your son's brain that makes him believe that he's being abducted. If we stimulate those neurons with an electric probe, we can trick your son's brain into hallucinating. And your son's neurons will light up, and his brother's cells will remain dark. Those are the ones we cut out.
Great heart for transplant.
Who? My heart? Oh, God. They don't know I'm in here.
Hey, genius. I think it violates certain ethical laws to rip the organs out of a guy who's still alive. Possibly
Thank
certain
you.
laws, too.
Thank you.
Could you, get back in your bed, please, Mr. House?
It's actually Dr. House.
This guy's a doctor.
There's also Navy SEAL House, but you're gonna have to save up for that one.
Really? Well, that's interesting, but you're here because you crashed your motorcycle, not because I need a consult, so get back in bed.
Scrape my elbow. Need a truckload of Vicodin. Where's this guy?
He's brain dead,
No, I'm not.
so drop it.
See that?
Minimal brain waves don't mean he's alive.
I
select
am
18%
alive.
of
I'm
hours.
here.
EEG response to painful stimuli, hot or cold. What you're seeing is random, barely discernible.
I discerned it.
Listen to him, please.
No, that's just the amplifier's internal noise level. It's on increased sensitivity.
No, it's not. It's me.
Then why is his eye following me?
Exactly.
Following motion is an involuntary reflex.
No,
You're a doctor. You should know these things.
no, I'm not dead. I need help. I'm here.
I also know about locked-in syndrome. That things are either involuntary or voluntary. Blink if you can hear me.
I hear you.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Do you drink?
He's a roofer. Alcohol hardly proves your theory.
Markia-Fava Binyami disease fits.
LF2s are normal.
Speak English. Is it fixable? What does that mean? That hurts.
No tremors.
How much do you drink? A 6-pack a day?
I hate beer. I don't even drink
More or
beer.
less, or maybe something else.
It may not be alcohol at all. Street opiates could also cause
I don't get high.
PPP.
Either we play 20,000 questions with every street drug, or instead of talking to him, we talk to the lesion.
Talk to me.
We're going to biopsy the brainstem?
For the record, that doesn't count as your inspired idea. It's sort of where I was heading.
You're gonna cut into my head? Why? Stop treating me like a piece of furniture. I have a right to know what's going on.
Why aren't his eyes moving?
2 options. My neurologist screwed up, or else Something the hospital lawyer's gonna have to come up with when you sue us.
Blinking and eye movements are controlled by a small cluster of nerves just millimeters from the biopsy site.
But he's still in there, right? I mean, he just can't communicate.
Possible. Also possible is that the surgery caused so much swelling in his brainstem that he's just gone. One way to communicate, now that's gone. Well played.
Brain biopsy reveals severe damage to the myelin sheath. The question is why?
Epstein-Barr, coronaviruses, malaria.
He runs a business, meets a lot of people. Could have picked up rotavirus.
You have a report having bloody diarrhea?
Wife's not sure. Says he doesn't complain.
Did you ask him?
We prioritized. He can only blink. A real history would have taken weeks.
If he had Epstein-Barr, he'd have belly pains. If he had the coronavirus, he'd have headaches. 5 other yes/no questions. Maybe we'd know what treatment to give. What treatment would kill him. Unless he's already dead.
Maybe there's another way. Brain-computer interface, better known as BCI. The goal is to get you to move that cursor with your mind. When you think up, the computer records the pattern. Think up enough times, it eventually learns what you're thinking. So, start thinking up.
Have you had any bloody diarrhea in the last 2 weeks?
Rotavirus out.
Any recent joint pain?
Epstein-Barr's out.
Have you traveled out of the country lately?
What about inside the country?
He was in St. Louis.
Good. Could be Missouri malaria. We'll start treatment.
He was there. The machine must not be working.
Either that or he lied to you about it. People do that sometimes. For example, I just lied to him about Missouri malaria.
Did you go to St. Louis?
I should have told you. Why didn't I just tell you? Damn.
Fever's 106. She's in full rejection mode.
Is that supposed to surprise me?
Her white count is normal.
Normal is not normal. She's been on steroids. The transplant team gave her a cocktail of immunosuppressants. She hasn't slept in over a week. Her white count should be in the tank.
Looks like the problem is some sort of infection. Probably caused a hypotension, shocked the liver.
We should stop broad-spectrum antibiotics.
Yeah, you might want to add some chicken soup. It'd be just as useless, but it's got chicken. We need to know exactly what kind of infection we're dealing with. What infection causes sleep disturbance, bleeding, movement disorder, organ failure, and abnormally normal white count.
What about tularemia?
Chest was clear. Tularemia doesn't cause movement disorders.
It would if she developed meningitis.
There was no ulcerations on the skin. With the bleeding, it looks more like leptospirosis.
Without conjunctivitis and elevated creatinine?
What about typhoid or some kind of relapsing fever?
Makes sense if we were in the Sudan.
You sure she hasn't been out of the country?
She hasn't even been out of the state in at least a year, neither has Max.
Maybe she lied. You talk to her friends, neighbors?
You don't know? Come on, if you don't stay up to date on my notes, where's your next article gonna come from?
Talk to the dog?
We're not as up on foreign languages as you are.
Has the dog been traveling?
It came from a breeder.
Where?
I don't know. A place called Blue Barrel Kennels. They only had the thing for like 2 days.
Blue Barrel is a kind of cactus. You see many cacti in Jersey? Want to see a magic trick? Oh no! Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Is it here? No. About here. There it is. Oh, it doesn't look anything like a nose.
That wasn't there this morning.
Get that to the lab and call a CDC.
Tell them what?
That we have a patient with the plague.
The Black Plague?
Looks that way.
Plague's carried by rodents, not dogs.
Where there's dogs, there's fleas. If they hail from the southwest, and those fleas can't tell the difference between prairie dogs and puppy dogs. A small percentage of plague cases present with sleep disturbance. Imagine an idyllic river of bacteria. It's not idyllic for her, but it serves my purposes. The steroids and the immunosuppressants acted like a big honking dam across the river. Physics 101, put a dam up in front of a raging river, the river rises. By stopping the immunosuppressants, we blew up the dam, and a 100-foot wall of bacteria flooded her lymph nodes.
We better find out where that dog is now.
After you restart the immunosuppressants and fill her up to the eyeballs with streptomycin, sulfate, gentamicin, and tetracycline, use a garden hose if we got one. Get yourself some prophylactic treatments as well.
I've got the plague.
Don't worry, it's treatable. Being a bitch, though. Nothing we can do about that.
What you did was crazy, but it was pretty amazing, too.
Yeah, I'm a hero. She's been planning to leave me.
Really?
She told a friend. The friend let it slip.
You knew, and you gave up half your liver anyway?
She can't leave me now.
You really want her to stay out of guilt? That's not gonna make either of you happy.
You don't know that. I love her. I just want her to stay.
Sir, why do you have 2 lunches in front of you?
Been here for 2 meals.
You're happy with that?
No, I just don't see much use in complaining.
Seriously? It's a very useful tool. Complain, make people miserable. And they do what you want, make the misery go away.
We probably should say something. Maybe I can call one of the doctors I work with.
They're doing their best.
Ow!
What the hell?
I'm sure it was an accident.
Is he Canadian?
He's a low priority.
Is that a yes?
He's just
happy. I gotta stop this before it spreads. You guys are done. Could be a metabolic disorder, toxic exposure, carcinoma of the tongue, metastasize the brain, epilepsy, MS.
Or it could be the flu, and we should all be back in the ER.
No, you're ignoring the big symptom. What if we're looking at both the flu and decent parenting?
Okay, you two are perfectly healthy. This guy wasn't pandering. He wasn't vanilla nice. He was nice without any aspiration, personal gain. I'm thinking genetic defect.
Niceness is a defect?
3 cavemen see a stranger running towards them with a spear. One fights, one flees, one smiles, and invites him over for fondue. That last guy didn't last long enough to procreate.
And how long has the patient been suffering?
At least as long as his wife has known him, 11 years.
The chances of him having an undiagnosed pathology for that long.
What are you saying? The evolution is wrong? What do you think we are? 21st century America?
He's saying that statistics are true, too. The world is a bell curve. Most of us fall within the standard deviation, but there are outliers. And if we believe in the existence of extreme jerkiness, which I suspect that we do, then we also have to accept the existence of the opposite extreme.
You want it to be a symptom because then we're supposed to be jerks, which means you don't even have to try to be nice.
Okay, maybe I'm biased. Let's take a vote. Who thinks that niceness is not a symptom? And who thinks that their vote counts? You two, check out his home for toxins. Taubman 31.
31.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that either way was good with you. Taubman 13. MRI for tumors and EEG for nerve damage. Test whatever comes out of him for everything else. Hello again. These people think you are not too nice.
Too nice? For what?
For a life as we know it to have evolved without an intelligent designer. I'm going to prove them wrong. Your wife It's very ugly.
Get out of here.
Deb. He's obviously trying to prove a point.
I think I just did. You're either perfect or you're sick. In my experience, sick is much more common.
He's not sick. He's nice.
It's nice in the sense that your toaster is nice for making you breakfast. It's the only thing his wiring will let him do. He has Williams syndrome. Your husband is missing the genes that make him suspicious.
You're wrong. He's...
Relax. There's no cure. He's gonna go right on tasting a lemon meringue pie, fainting, and being a sap.
What about the other symptoms?
Has no other symptoms.
But Williams does.
He's got the teeth, glasses.
Williams cuts IQ by 20.
He doesn't work in the physics department, except when they spill a black hole on their carpet.
Elfin appearance?
Yeah, he's more Legolas than Keebler. I bet you he can still crack off a batch of pecan sandies.
Perfect pitch.
You'll up to karaoke, right?
I suck.
Modest. Another symptom.
No, he really does suck.
Give us a warble. You know any Cher?
No, but I know bread. Baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you. You're the only one I care enough to hurt about. Maybe I will.
What's the matter? He's stroking.
Not a moment too soon. Good news, bad news. Good news is, we know what you have. It's treatable. You're gonna live.
Really?
What's the bad news?
The cure is a grueling course of pills. It's like one a day for a month.
Now you're just trying to make me laugh.
Yeah, like that's a challenge.
You have Chagas disease. It's a parasite. It's been asymptomatic for 10 years.
Not quite. Your brain's been swollen. Not enough to see, but enough to alter your personality.
Oh, we're back to that.
He screamed at you. You don't think you can change?
That was because of the drugs.
So you think drugs are more powerful than parasites? I mean, the ones we're going to give you to treat the parasites obviously are, but I stand by the principle.
I'm not worried.
Neither am I.
Neither am I. That's because I don't care.
Look what I found.
Nice.
They think you might be able to come home tomorrow.
That's good.
What's the matter?
The ketchup. There's something wrong with that.
Tastes fine. Anything else?
Everything else is great. I don't know. I guess I don't like ketchup anymore. I wonder what else I don't like.
He's dying of radiation sickness. He's obviously in pain, all of which could have been avoided if you hadn't interfered with... What was that for?
Radiation sickness kills specific cells at specific times. His hair should be coming out in clumps before he's writhing in pain. Since it's not, I know who's trying to kill him. God. It's blood cancer, Waldenstrom's.
Radiation can cause infections, which set off
If you had any real evidence of foul play, you'd be torturing Bolivians instead of putting me into a state of anticipatory sexual arousal.
Can we treat for both?
Bad idea. Unless you're the one who's trying to poison him.
I'll arrange for plasmapheresis and chemo.
Are you going to trust him after what he did?
I don't have to trust him to agree with him.
You make a good point. I've been wrong every time. She still won't listen to you. So either she really likes me or she really hates you. And I got to ride in the jet. How are you feeling?
Like crap.
Yeah, cancer can be that way.
My hair is falling out. Is that the chemo?
No. It's too quick.
So what does that mean?
Means you don't have cancer. Someone actually did try to kill you.
You're stubborn. You're arrogant.
There's no need to yell.
You may have cost that man his life.
He's getting the radiation treatment.
24 hours too late.
Look, I didn't yell at you when I thought you were wrong.
I wasn't wrong.
This isn't productive.
There is no productive. It's too late. Because of your inexperience, your poor judgment, and your failure to recognize a reckless fool.
Cordyceps sinensis. It's an herbal treatment derived from a parasitic fungus. Comes from caterpillars. Along with dimercaprol chelation, it's been shown to mitigate bone marrow damage from radiation poisoning. In monkeys.
John, can you hear me? We're going to start you on an experimental treatment.
Tea?
It's a Chinese herb, which has been effective.
I'm dying, aren't I?
Probably.
I want to know what I really did down there.
Only if it's interesting.
The women there, during carnival, they do this dance. They call it the devil dance.
Not interesting.
I spent all 40 days with his attaché and the Minister of Defense. The most button-down woman you'd ever meet. You know? Except when she did this dance. She agreed to tell me stuff.
Okay, you got half a good story there.
Karma.
Best way to rid yourself of that guilt is to confess your sins.
Pain's right. It's comforting. It makes me think that somehow it all makes sense.
You mean 40 days?
When they found out what she told me.
Carnival in Bolivia is only 8 days. You have any idea what a chestnut looks like? You idiot.
Who are you calling an idiot?
Whoever knew that John was stationed in Brazil, not Bolivia.
Brazil.
Hold on, I guess I'm talking to you, idiot.
It's the same region. It's the same parasites, same diseases.
But not the same language. In Bolivia, chestnuts are chestnuts. Brazil, on the other hand, has castañas do Pará. Literally, chestnuts from Pará. Because it would be stupid for people from Brazil to call them Brazil nuts.
So he ate Brazil nuts. Big deal.
No, he ate a lot of Brazil nuts, which is a big deal because they contain selenium, which in high doses causes fatigue, vomiting, skin irritation, discharge from the fingernail beds, and hair loss. Any of that sounding familiar?
Can you treat it?
We already started. Treatment's chelation, same as for radiation sickness. The only difference is it works a lot better on nut poisoning.
So what's the problem?
You're an idiot.